When we first started with the big digital project 5 years ago, we also started up making a strategy for the digital part. Now, 5 years later, we have been evaluating on all the things we've done for the last 5 years. And we actually started up going, okay, we want to make a new strategy. But after having thought about it and talked about it and did a lot of workshops and stuff like that, we actually ended up saying, no, we don't want to produce another digital strategy. And that might seem a little bit scary. And it's not like that we don't have a vision or a mission or anything. It's more that what we realized was that we really need to implement the digital mindset in the whole entire organization. So what we did was that we made a little booklet describing what we thought a digital mindset was. We tried to describe the world the way we saw it, and we tried to come up with different examples of how to implement a digital mindset as a cultural institution. And then we handed it off and talked about it with all the managers at the museum. And then now the process is to say this has to be an integrated part of the overall strategy for the museum. Because our overall mission and vision for the whole museum is that we want to redefine or reshape the role of the museums in the 21st century, in accordance with the way that the world looks and the way that people behave and the expectations they have in the world as it looks now. So while SMK has been brilliant in the way that they really like digital and they really want to do something about it and with it, it has also been a little hard to change traditions, which is hard for everyone. But we do believe that regardless of your opinion about digital, you have to be aware that this is what the world looks like now. And if you want to have a say in this world, you need to be aware of how it looks and how people behave and what they expect. And then you can say, your opinion can still be, but I want people to come into the museum and look at the real artwork. That's okay if that's your opinion, but you need to know, but if that's what you want to communicate to people, you need to meet them where they are already. And that is in the digital world, at least where we live at the moment. A digital mindset is the way you look at the world. It's the way you approach the world, and it's the way you behave in the world. Some people would almost say that it's like a religion. I don't think it's a religion, but I do think it's a pattern of behavior almost, and it's very much a worldview. So, for example, if you have a digital mindset, you would think in processes and in being open and sharing. If you have a digital mindset, you would never think classical broadcasting, for example. You would always think, I am one out of many voices in the world, and everyone, including myself, is always moving. So you can share, you can change, you can be in the world in a way that's different from our director says that we are going from being gods of knowledge to servants of knowledge. So instead of thinking we're this closed institution who sits and research for many, many years and then we spit it out and that's it. Then we go, okay, we're thinking about this, what's your opinion? And we're trying to interact with people all the way through and realizing that we are the insightful friend people hopefully wants to be friends with, instead of just being this person who stands on a pedestal and gives a monologue, basically. So it's about how you approach the world. If I were to give 3 advices for people on how to or what to do when to develop a digital strategy within the museum, I would say approach it as a mindset instead of a technology or a media or whatever. Make sure that you integrate the digital mindset in the whole organization and in the overall strategy, because otherwise you'll end up with a very split identity, and both within your organization but also for the users, the end products will suffer from that. And I think one of the most important thing is actually to create a very strong identity to be able to act and be in the digital world as well as the normal world. So that would be my first advice. The second advice is to be sure to have a competent person who is in charge of it and who has a say at the very top of the museum. I think it's crucial for it to be actually to get things done and to make sure that you go in the right direction as a whole museum instead of as a separate project. And again, that goes back to you need this very strong identity to be able to succeed. And the last one is to be open, both data-wise but actually also the way that you approach your material. Be open to that things can change. Be open for the fact that some things can go wrong. Be open for other people's opinions. Of course, have a foundation in your strong own identity, but be open for that the world changes, and so do you and the technology around you and all sorts of other things. So yeah, the tagline would be open.